day, guys. Ooh, yeah. Let's wait for a few people to come on board before we start sharing this knowledge. It's all about gold today. It's all about gold today. It's all about gold. It's all about gold. It's all about gold. It's all about gold. So, first thing first, I wanted to see this. I wanted to see this from here, from this point here. Up to here, up to right there. We've been on an uptrend. This is gold. Of course, an uptrend with gold is always something that a lot of you guys expect. Remember, gold is one pair that it will always appreciate. It will always do well. The reason behind that is because the gold is a commodity that a lot of people really trust, really believe in. It's not like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is new. Gold has been there for years. It has been there for years. Ever since, gold has been in existence ever since our forefathers were alive. Ever since they were alive, gold has been there, and it has been doing well. It has been doing well without any problem. Without any problems. So it's not something that we can discuss whether gold is a good commodity or gold is a good instrument to trade. It is. That's a fact. You can't argue with that. You can't argue with it. You can't argue with it. Gold has been in existence for years. So it will always appreciate in value. Let's go back in time. Let's go for the last 12 months. Let's just say 12 months. You look at this. Look at this chart. Look at this chart. Look at this. Look at this. Ever since what one was this? This was 2017. Gold is just going up. So imagine if you had taken your buy right there, you would have been looking at very nice profits. So we always go back to our 4-hour time frame, right? 4-hour time frame is the one that will give us a clear direction. So we are on 4-hour time frame now. Let's try and zoom in so that we can see things more clearer. I want to move this. Allow me to move this to this side. Now, as we are on a 4-hour time frame, you start to see things more clear now. Remember on side. Now the thing about this gold and silver, they are impulsive. They are very impulsive. Impulsive, it means that they've got very high momentum. When they move, they move. They don't hesitate, they move. So when you trade gold, you gotta be very careful because this is one pair you don't wanna mess around. This is one pair you don't wanna mess around. Now, how best can you trade gold? First thing, you have to understand that gold will always supersede time, always beats the time. So that means that year in, year out, gold will always be positive. So as you can see here, this downwards movement. Remember what's happening in the US right now? A lot of big names are being thrown out there. If you are following the US news, a lot of big names are being thrown out there. Now let's look at Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein. If you guys don't follow news, I don't know what you're busy with. I don't know what you're doing. If you don't follow the news, I don't know what you're doing. Because you gotta follow the news for you to understand what's happening with these big instruments like gold, Nasdaq, US30. If you can check all of them, they are behaving based on what is happening in the US. They are all in the US. So this is Epstein, right? Photos appear to show Andrew on all four over. No, this is not the story that I want. Melania direct bread, this is not the story that I want. This is the guy that we want to talk about. This is the guy, Epstein. This guy committed suicide in when was it? He committed suicide in 2018, I believe. Yes, 2018 he committed suicide. So as you can see, guys, you guys don't know what's happening. Look at this guy, still the same guy. Look at this woman here. Look at this woman here. So you would understand why gold is behaving the way it's behaving, because a file of this guy that was found, that is compiling everything, his laptops, his cell phones, his document, his hard drives, those that were confiscated from his house. Remember, he owned an island. I won't be talking much about this story. He owned an island. He owned an island. So that island, that's where his house was. He had a lot of visitors because he was always having parties, right? He was always having parties. And imagine, Trump was one of his regulars. Elon Musk was one of his regulars. This is all alleged. So high-profile names. Bill Clinton was also one of his regulars. So you understand why things are happening the way they are happening right now with this guy. You would understand why things are happening as they are right now with this guy. He's a big name in the US. Jeffrey Epstein. Just go and research about him. You'd find out more information on what's happening with him. Anyways, let's go back to the charts. The reason I'm opening that article is because I want you guys to understand something here. The markets in the US, they behave exactly what's happening in the economy, exactly what's happening with the whole of the United States. So United States is one of those countries that hold a lot of power. Remember 400 years back? No, not even 400 years back. This is after World War II. After World War II, what happened was that there were 4 countries that were given responsibilities. So I'm just going to talk about the US. US was given the responsibility to control the world order in terms of the finances and the economies of everything. So the law of economy was given to the US. So the US controls. This is why a lot of people don't understand why US dollar is being used, almost in every country. Now we've identified our uptrend, and now we are on a small downtrend. I believe this is a retracement. Even though, remember guys, there's a rule of trading. Every hedge fund, every market maker, every institution, when they trade, right? Remember, this market was pushed by the institution here. This market here, it was pushed by the institutions. They made a lot of money, but they can't just keep rising forever. It's highly impossible. They can't just keep rising forever. They can't just do this, because if they were to do this, they would disrupt the world's financial markets. The market will just lose its value if they would just continue going on the upside without being controlled. They wouldn't just go up just like that forever. This is why they have to at some point come back and reverse. This is called the market correction. They have to correct the markets. You can't just keep going as you wish. You can't do follow the protocols, the rules of trading, financial rules of trading. Every market maker, I'm just gonna keep writing these words. Market maker. You can go ahead and search what's a market maker. This is a way it exists, right? It's a way it exists. So every market maker has to follow the rules of correction. Has to follow the rules of correction. The rules of correction. You can't just keep moving without following the rules of correction. It's highly impossible. You have to at some point correct. This is why we have things like retracement. And you know, this knowledge is the kind of knowledge which a lot of you guys are not interested in, but if you can just give yourself time to listen, to learn, you tend to understand a lot of things about market correction. Market correction is very important. This is why we have a trend. The reason why we have a trend is solely because we have to have market correction. So they will push the market on the upside, correct, move on the upside, correct, move on the upside. Remember, the upside move, this is their general direction. The reason why this thing is called an uptrend is because their general direction is an up movement. But these corrections, this is not what they want. But because they are very smart, they know what to do with these corrections. This is where they trap most of us. Remember, we are going to put our stop losses here, just below this just below these market corrections. This is where we put our stop losses, right? We put a stop loss here. Let me change the color to something that you can see. We put our stop losses there, right? We put our stop loss there, and then what they do is they will come here, kick your stop loss, and then continue going on the upside. They will come and kick your stop loss, continue going on the upside. This is what they do. So because they are given the rule of correction, this is why we have a Fibonacci, guys. This is why we have a Fibonacci. The reason why we have a Fibonacci is precisely for the same reason. The reason why we have this Fibonacci graph is because of the same reason. Remember the most important rule of Fibonacci. The market must always come back and touch the 50% line, which is this one. Is it this one? Yes, this one. The market must come back and touch the 50%, the 0.5 line. You understand? So it's always important for the market to come back there. Why? Because simple, they have to correct the market. So without correcting the markets, I mean, it's always impossible for us retail traders to really play in this game. It's really difficult for us to play in this game. So for us to play in this game with these guys, the institutions, they have to always correct the market. This is why we have both buy and sell. So for another example that I can show you is Nasdaq, right? You see Nasdaq, if you can go on a bigger time frame, you would see that Nasdaq is always moving on the upside. And this one is the perfect example, because this one is not trading on people's emotions. These are companies now, but also even if they are companies, they have to correct the market. Now let's go on a bigger time frame, 12 months. You can see, look at this curve, look at this curve, look at this curve, guys. You would have invested 0.01 here, down here. You can invest 0.01 here, 0.01. You can invest 0.01 down here, invest $50 with 0.01, you would still make $1 million. With a 0.01 down here, you would, with this movement, you see this movement, the whole movement, this whole movement, with this movement, the whole movement, this one, you would have still made a $1 million. You would have made $1 million. You would have made $1 million with just $50 investment. With just $50 investment. You want us to calculate that? You want us to calculate that? Now, it's easy. From here, 1.460 to here, 26 is 26.0. We'll just say 26,000 from 1,400 to 26,000. I want to show you simple. Let's go and calculate. Let me show you this. Calculator. You think I'm lying? You would have made $1 million, even more. Let me show you. Look at this. We'll say 25 or 26,000 minus 1,400. What is the answer? The answer is 24,600. We are going to multiply 24,600 by so with gold 0.01, that's equal to, is it $10 or $1? Is it 10 or $1? The broker that I'm using is a little bit more, because 10 pips it gives me 10 pips it gives me $10. So that means it's a $1. You multiply that by $1. So that gives you 24,600. So imagine if you were in this trade, right? We'll multiply that by 4. The answer is 98,400. So you can see that you would have made a lot of money, although I lied a little bit there. I said it was gonna be 20. I said it was gonna be $1 million, but you can still see that with 0.01 you would have made $24,600. So this is almost 100,000 rand, $100,000. So guys, the maths is beating me. The maths is just beating me. But you know what? You can understand what I'm trying to say here. So you would have still made a lot of money. I think that my numbers are wrong somehow, but it's fine. Anyways, I wanted to show you. Let me just remove my drawing. The market is just moving. This is because these are companies. This is because these are companies. These are companies. They will always do well. These are companies. That's why it's always always going up. It's always going up. Simple as that. Because they are companies. They don't strive to lose money. That is not their objective. Their objective is to make money. So you are thinking that these companies are going to lose money just because you want to sell. No, that's not how it works. They will always make money. They will always push to be on the positive side. That is why you see Nasdaq, USD, gold always pushing on the upside. Remember, we've got mines. Mines are always making money, guys. Mines are always making money. So like it or not, mines are always making money. So if mines are always making money, who are we? There's no other way. I hope that somewhere, somehow, you've learned one of the two things in this. You've learned one or two things in this video. If you'd like to see more live streaming, please let me know, so that we can be able to hook you up. You see, hook you up with my education kind of streams. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Happy to help, happy to turn you into a profitable trader. If you want to make money, join these live streams. We're gonna be doing them more often. Remember, You can comment down below in the comment section. Let me know what is it that I can improve. Is it my sound? Is it my whatever? I don't know. Tell me what I must improve on the next live stream, and I will gladly do that. I will gladly do exactly that. See you on the next stream, guys. Peace. See you on the other side. Cheers. Cheers, cheers, cheers.